Hey, what is going on, my friends, and welcome back to another video on the channel. In today's video, we are going over Castor Maritime Inc., ticker symbol CTRM. Now, as many of you do know, this channel was hacked, and this is my very first day really being back on the channel and posting new content. And so with that being said, I did want to make sure I kept you guys super up to date about what all has been going on with these companies that we have been talking about a lot on my second channel, just bringing some of this information over from the second channel just to make sure that all of my research and due diligence is in one place. So with that being said, we're going to be going over today just a recap of what all has been going on with Castor Maritime. I'm going to show you all what I have been doing. I will show you all some of my buys. I will also give you all my prediction for the stock price on where, the movement is going and what I am expecting from this company going forward. With that being said, if you do want access to all of this information as I do get it, definitely go down to the link in the description. It'll bring you over to my Patreon, and I'm 100% transparent with all that information. Also, I will let you know that the Discord in which is associated with my Patreon now has many channels that are open to the public. So go down to the link in the description as well. It will say free Discord, and that will be where you can access that. Lastly, if you are looking to start your own investment journey or grow out into a new brokerage, I 100% recommend using Webull. If you use the referral link down in my description, you will get 2 free stocks valued all the way up to $1,850 whenever you deposit $100. So it's a fantastic brokerage. These are some fantastic opportunities that I think everyone should capitalize on. Now, that being said, what all has been going on with Castor Maritime? What are we expecting from them, and where has this stock gone? Well, as we can see here, of course, it has been a very busy year for this company. Most recently, we did get the announcement that they are going to be announcing the new vessel acquisition and delivery of the MT Wonder Polaris. Now, it says here that, of course, they are a global diversified shipping company and that they have entered into a purchase agreement of a 2011 Japanese-built Kamsarmax dry bulk carrier from an unaffiliated third party for about $16 million. So that's definitely nice. It's nice to see them continuing to get new fleets. We will talk about it in a little bit here, as Petros Panagiotidis did give us a quote. But one thing I do want to take a look at especially is the fact that they did take delivery of the Polaris here. Now, this is going to be currently bringing in a minimum gross daily hire of about $15,000, and so that definitely is nice. Now, we can start to notice that there is a bit of a range between, the daily hire in which they are getting per vessel. It's been about 15 to 18,000, so it is nice to see them within that range with this one, as well as I do believe it will continue to bring them in some great revenue and be a fantastic investment in the long run. Now, we do get a quote here from the CEO of Castor Maritime saying that we are pleased to announce our 8th vessel acquisition in 2021 with the addition of another Kamsarmax dry bulk vessel, our 5th to Castor's fleet. Upon completion of all our recently announced acquisitions, our fleet will consist of 14 vessels. In addition, we are also happy to announce the successful delivery of our first 2 Aframax LR2 tankers, making our foray into the tanker market. So as we can see here, and of course, as we have talked about a lot in the past, this company has been growing exponentially fast. As we did see, we did a lot of capital raising in the very beginning of the year. They were doing a little bit of dilution in order to do so, but it does seem like that actually did turn out to be a great investment, as they are now using that money to get these new vessels, in which are bringing them thousands and thousands of dollars every single day in charter rates. So I'm very excited to see this continue for the company. I like the fact that they are now taking delivery of a lot of these vessels in which they are acquiring. It means they're getting them on the water. It means that they are starting to actually get the return on investment that they initially purchased it for, and I'm very excited to see how that does play out and what their earnings are going to be in the next report. Now, the next thing I do want to check out is the Baltic Exchange Dry Index. Now, this is basically going to be, if we do go down here, it will kind of break it down for you. It says the Baltic Dry Index is an index of average prices paid for the transport of dry bulk materials across more than 20 routes. The BDI is often viewed as a leading indicator of economic activity because changes in the index reflect supply and demand for important materials used in manufacturing. So this is going to be important for Castor Maritime as well, because as it does say here, it is an index that tracks the average price paid for, to ship it from point A to point B. Now, as these rates do increase, that means people are more likely and more capable of spending more money to get their dry bulk shipped from point A to point B. And as that does increase, of course, that is going to bring in more revenue, and that is going to be bringing in a lot more demand for Castor Maritime. As we do see here, these vessels are used as investments. They invest into this vessel, they'll spend $15 million in order to then use it to hire it out in order to receive revenue every single day or for a certain amount of time until it is either paid off or until they're cash flowing on it, etc. Now, this is going to be very important, tracking the BDI, because as it does increase, then that means that the potential return on investment per vessel is going to as well. As we can see here, the BDI has been growing fantastic rates over the the last couple weeks. All the way from about December to now, this thing has absolutely taken off, and it is starting to set some of its quarterly highs as well. Now, I'm very excited about this. I think we will likely start to see it maybe slow down a little bit, as every time it does get a little bit ahead of itself, it slows down, and that's okay. But I am expecting that this may continue. At the moment, it's sitting at about 2025, and I'm very excited to see how far this thing will run, considering as the further it goes, the more potential, revenue and income that we can see for companies like Castor Maritime. So I'm very excited about this. Again, I think that this is a lot of great news, not only for Castor Maritime itself, having taken advantage of the shipping industry whenever it was at a low, whenever vessels were cheap. Of course, they did nearly more than double their overall fleet this year alone within the last 2 months. So it definitely does show that they have a lot pushing for them, but also the industry in which they are in is growing very substantially, and that is a lot of growth in one little place. Now, with that being said, what am I doing? What have I been up to with Castor Maritime, and what is my position in them looking like? Well, currently I'm sitting at right around 1,000 shares of this company. I have a 1,091, and I actually do plan on increasing that position in about 5 minutes here as the market does open. Well, currently I am down about 1% on this investment. I've been buying a lot, and you will see here why. And, I've been really trying to grow up this position. Now, if we do go over to my history, we can see here that this has been pretty much the history of my investment. Now, I did buy them for the very first time at 73 cents, but I actually did hit a stop loss the very same day this thing tanked, and I actually did sell out of that position. Now, whenever it did fall a little bit more, I picked up some more shares at 63 cents, and I sat on them for quite some time. I sat on them for about 24 days. But the thing about that is I had a feeling, and I still do have a feeling, that this company has a loads of growth. I think that it has a lot of running to do. And so with that being said, I did average up a lot from that point. I mean, I could have kept my 44 shares at 63 cents, considering the fact that it's up over 30 to 40% of where it was then. Well, or about 80% actually. Well, I could have a pretty solid total percent change. But at the end of the day, my goal is to focus on getting these bigger dollar gains rather than focusing on percentage gains whenever it comes to my long-term investments. Now, whenever that being said, I have been buying. Every about 6 or 7 days, I will buy some more shares. I try to do it about once a week. I'll pick up some more, average in, no matter whether it's up or whether it's down. And as we can see here, it has been a pretty, up and down ride. I bought about 254 shares at 98 cents. I picked up another 300 shares at 96 cents. As it fell to 96, I picked up another 200 shares. And yesterday, I picked up another 200 shares at 92 cents. Now, this morning, my goal is to get in on about another 200 shares whenever it does drop, as it looks like it may revisit that let's go all the way out. It may revisit that good old 90, maybe it'll go to about 90 to 89 cents. It kind of just depends on what the market does, but that is my goal for the day. Now, with that being said, whenever it comes to the overall stock price, I know it has fallen a good bit from its previous highs, but I'm honestly not too worried about it, as its mid-term / long-term channel is still about the same. One thing that I like to do is pay attention to where these levels of resistance are, where they're bouncing at, and then if it returns to these levels of resistance after a breakout, is it going to remain within it? Now, one thing that we did see is there was this one spike here where it did fall a little bit lower than this channel here, but for the last couple months, it has been trading within these lines, and I don't think that it is going to stop that anytime soon. As you can see here, whoa, relax, buddy. As we can see here, it has been trading within this for quite some amount of time. Now, whenever it did break out, we saw all that crazy stuff happen with GameStop, and a lot of people were targeting Castor Maritime as well. But as it did fall, it met some heavy resistance at this line again, and it is bouncing within there. So if it does start to continue to fall today, maybe if it does hit that 90-cent mark again, I will definitely be loading up on some, as I feel like it shouldn't break this line, as it has been struggling to recently. But you can never really, why is this thing so crazy? But you can never really know what it will do. Now, if it does break through this and continue to fall, we would definitely have to reassess, and I might put even more money into this thing, but we would definitely have to recheck the charts at that point and see where it's going from there. But that being said, that is going to be about it for today's recap on today's on Castor Maritime. Again, I do believe that the stock price is looking like it should see a bit of a rebound soon here, but at the end of the day, I'm not a financial advisor, and this is not financial advice. I am solely just a guy giving my opinion, and my opinion is that a lot of green could be coming for Castor Maritime very, very soon here. With that being said, I hope you guys did enjoy today's recap, update, and prediction video. If you did, you can let me know by smashing that like button and subscribing to the channel. With that being said, I do post on this channel 2 to 3 times every single day, and I can't wait to see you all in the next video. Peace.